What's up, Rolling Wrestling fans? Green Mountain Wrestling's Battle of Bradford 2026 continues on. My name is Peter DeLonge. Thanks so much for joining us. We are here at the Bradford Fairgrounds of Bradford, Vermont. Thanks so much for having us here on the fairgrounds. We're having a blast, regardless of how hot it is. Coming down to the ring. I don't know if this is going to go down in the history books as a legendary rivalry or the worst case of just won't let it go in wrestling history. The Swords of Damocles, Derek Conway, MKK, once again demanding a match with the Ultimate Powers. They must have some kind of blackmail information on the management here at Green Mountain Wrestling because they are given chance after chance after chance. And regardless of how many losses they suffer at the hands of Mullet Man and Jobs, I've honestly lost count. They continue to get shots at them. I don't know. I don't know if you want to call it futility or insanity, doing the same thing with the same results, whatever you want to call it. Swords of Damocles will not let this go and demanded another chance at the Ultimate Powers. Ultimate Powers, of course, saying sure, why not? We'll hand them their own backsides once again, as they always do. And I'm sure the crowd here, the fans, will enjoy watching the Swords of Damocles once again get beat up by the Ultimate Powers. Jobs and Mullet Man arguably on the top of the food chain in the tag team division here at Green Mountain Wrestling. And like I said before, numerous wins, nigh uncountable wins over the Swords of Damocles in straight up tag matches and multi-man matches. I mean, you name it, they've gone through it, and Jobsy and Mullet Man have handily put the Swords of Damocles away. You gotta hand it to the Swords for, not giving up and being persistent and tenacious in their approach. But I mean, it just seems futile at this point. Mullet Man and Jobs are nearly untouchable here in the tag team division of Green Mountain Wrestling, and I think tonight they're going to prove it once again. But before we get going any further, let's kick it over to Tony Morris for the opening announcement.
I like that.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, already in the ring, hailing from Coventry, Vermont, and combined weight of 420 pounds, Mullet Man and Jobs, the Ultimate Powers!
Mullet Man's stupid! Don't say that, that's not right.
Get him in here!
Oh, you have messed up our entrance every single time! You! Out! You! Out of
He
here!
hasn't messed up your entrance. You keep stealing the mic from him. You're not even giving him a chance. Every single show.
Get out of our way!
Hey!
And Mullet Man and Jobs said, forget that. We're not even going to listen to it. They don't even want to wait. They're done waiting. They don't want to hear Conway's mouth. They don't want to see the grandstanding. Bushwhacker style, head-to-head combat. Both members of Ultimate Power sending Conway off the ropes, drop toe hold. Mullet Man off the ropes, jumping the elbow across the shoulder blades.
One.
And I'm not saying that the Swords of Damocles are bad wrestlers, all right? They're very good in the ring. They know what they're doing. They know how to get around the ring. They're great wrestlers. They've racked up win after win after win in all their other divisions. But for whatever reason, they cannot seem to figure out how to defeat the Ultimate Powers. Who knows? Maybe tonight they'll figure it out. Maybe today's the day. 11th time's the charm. Up on the shoulders of Jobsy. Looking at that Jobs NATO, but Conway doing his homework, getting out of there. Rising uppercut in the corner now. In the wrong corner. Jobs in enemy territory. The powerhouse of the team now, MKK. Going low into the midsection. Jobs kicking out of two. MKK burying that forearm into the throat. Clearly an illegal maneuver. And arguing with the ref while pulling a stunt. Basically burying his shin into the throat. Referee Steve Nova didn't notice it. Now doesn't notice anything because he's busy keeping Mullet Man and his emotions in check.
What? Wake up!
Come on, Steve.
They're coming, trying to humiliate and embarrass Jobs on the outside there. Clapping in his face. Incredibly disrespectful as well. Two count only. MKK wanted that to be it. I mean, every pinning attempt by the Swords of Damocles, they want it to be it. They're so frustrated and so over it with the losses that they've been suffering at the hands of the Ultimate Powers. I will say, however, they look incredibly focused. So they may have a game plan here. At least they better have a game plan. Punishing the lower back of Jobs there.
Are you kidding me?
I think that was 3. Vermont Public School.
Jobs getting the shoulder up just in time. Mullet Man came in but wasn't able to get there in time. Thankfully, Jobs was able to get his shoulder up. Now, well, Jobs in the wrong corner once again. MKK. That's one thing that's known. If you're across the ring from Mullet Man, he has a hard time keeping his emotions in check, man. You don't have to do much to get him into that ring. He's a passionate dude, and he has a strong sense for injustice. And when he sees some BS going on across the ring, he wants to get in there to stop it. Unfortunately, that leaves him wide open for a manipulation by his opponents. If Mullet Man has any weakness, that's the one.
That corner. Should I get him out of that corner?
And while MKK continues to yammer over there and distract, Derek Conway grabs the tag rope and uses it to his advantage, meaning around the throat of Jobs. Mullet Man trying his best to get the crowd behind Jobs here to will him back over to his corner and get the tag, but MKK making sure he doesn't get close.
I'll show you some cheating, kid. Hey! That's what you sound like. We're gonna do some cheating now.
Jobs needs to figure something out. Swords of Damocles is picking him apart. That'll do it. Going for a senton over the top rope. Jobs saw coming out of the way. This could be the opportunity that he was looking for, but MKK cuts him off before he can get close to his corner. Conway, cheap shot to Mullet Man, making sure he's not even there for the tag in case Jobs does make it over there. And once again, allowing both members to get up on Jobs. The Jobs out of the way in the corner now. Fireman's carry position on MKK. Jobs works his way out, kick to the midsection. Double underhook. Straight down, face first into the canvas. Jobs just needs to crawl his way over to his corner. Needs to get his way over there. Mullet Man is ready to get in this matchup. Conway, however, grabbing the leg of Jobs to keep it from happening. Enziguri. Kick right to the side of the head, and Jobs finally gets the tag. Mullet Man is legal. Conway stumbles his way over, misses with that clothesline. Little fast press by the Mullet Maniac. Raining down blows on the top of the head of Derek Conway. Kick to the midsection, sets him up. Mullet cutter! It's the Mullet cutter in the middle of the ring. Conway rolls to the outside. MKK behind Mullet Man, however. Clubbing blow to the top of the shoulder blade.
He's mulleting up.
Wow, what a nasty shot by MKK. And Mullet Man coming back, blocking some shots and sending some back. MKK dazed now. Off the ropes, coming at him. Big boot takes him down. Off the ropes, gets the big leg drop, and that's gonna be it. Covers the leg, but no, Conway in just in time to break it up. But Conway, the reversal by Mullet Man sends Conway to the outside.
Let's go, Jobs.
MKK, he took the big boot and the leg drop. He's all but done. Jobs just gets tagged in now. Looking to finish this off. team maneuver, but Conway holds on to Mullet Man. Job drops MKK as Conway sends Mullet Man into the steel post on the outside, but Jobs now. Boston Crab on MKK in the middle of the ring. Conway once again getting up there. Jobs had MKK dead to rights, but he had to let go to get Conway out of there. MKK from behind, taking advantage of the distraction, up on the shoulders, straight down,
Baby.
hits it, goes for the cover. Mullet Man coming in to break it up, and Conway pull him out. Conway pull him out. What? They won? What did I just see? You gotta be kidding me.
2 years.
No way. You gotta be kidding me. You heard Derek Conway 2 years. 2 years of being undefeated against its Swords of Damocles just came to an end as Conway and MKK pull off a bigger heist than DB Cooper. An incredible win over the top team in Green Mountain Wrestling. The Swords of Damocles have done the impossible. Demanding that Big Tone say it again because they probably don't believe it either. Folks, don't go anywhere. Plenty more action to come here at Battle of Bradford 2026. Green Mountain Wrestling continues on. I can't believe what I just saw.